Volume is down. Hang on. That's hilarious.
You texted me, I thought, unless I'm dyslexic, you said 110, and then you said, I'm waiting for you at 101. So, what is it?
Two things. I'm dyslexic, and no, I wanted to, did Patty just send you guys an email about like room service or something?
Room service?
Check your email. Did she send it?
No. Like hotel room?
Okay, well, I was putting things in mailboxes. I thought she sent it. So anyway, I thought it was going to take longer, but I'm already done. So then I was like, I'll call her. Then I'm like, she's going to think I'm crazy because I was just like.
Yep.
So, yeah.
That was so funny. So like, I need 110, 101. I'm waiting.
Ready. Ready.
I need to check my comprehension of your text messages. All right.
And what am I showing?
Our pointer, our PBIS pointer for the week.
Right, which is what?
Hang on. Jan had a bunch of questions and I wrote them down. So just picking one. Okay. How to make groups in the teacher rewards.
Oh, for teacher. Okay, I've never actually done that, but can you make me a presenter?
Okay.
Sure. Okay, Erin and I have to do our PBIS pointer, so I'm going to close the door for a minute. I can only then say that 2 times. Yeah. Okay.
What was the word I couldn't say? Reward.
Reward. I feel like that is a weird, it is a hard word.
It is now that I think.
Let's see. Okay, so don't record yet.
Oh, it's been recorded this whole time.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
All of this, even your dyslexic time problem.
I'm glad I didn't say anything. Okay. So anyway, hey guys. So our first PBIS podcast, our pointer was PBIS podcast pointer was just how to reward other staff members in the building. But this week, our pointer is to how to reward maybe a group of staff, like a group of staff members at one time, like, maybe all one team or so. You would go to groups, employee groups, and then like Erin and I have this. Well, I think because we have like the same rights.
Oh, but like if another person makes them, we're not going to see everybody's groups in the whole building, are we?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. It'll be a mystery.
Surprise. So be careful what you title your groups.
Be careful what you name your groups. So what you would do is you would just press add new group name. Maybe we want to say like the PBIS, team or whatever. Press add member, and then you could just select whoever, like, I don't even know who some of these people are.
Oh, really. I don't either.
And then you just click, they're alphabetized by first name. We can even add like Madison, Johnson. Let's see here. There she is. So we can just say.
She's on PBS, but that's fine. Let's just do those 3 right now.
So those 3, and then you hit, so we have all selected, and then you hit give points, and then that way you can do it. Oh, look, a PBIS champion. Thanks for being amazing team members. And the reason that you want to post a comment is because then it'll come up on the wall, and then everybody will be able to see that, and you get points. Did you hear that?
Yeah. Wait,
Oh my gosh.
makes a little noise.
That's cool.
Okay, so our question this week was, what is the weirdest thing you've ever found in your classroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Has a story to tell us, so go for it, Wellesley. I can't wait to hear this.
Okay, so at my old school, we had this like federal fruit and vegetable program where they would give us baskets of fruits and veggies on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday that you like give to the kids, and if there's leftovers, I let them take them home or whatever. So one day the vegetable was broccoli, and there was a teacher on my hall who was notorious for like not throwing away his leftover fruits and veggies. So I'm coming up, like walking up the stairs to my classroom, and as I progress down the hall, I'm like, oh, someone did not toss their broccoli yesterday. Like it has sat in their room all night. And I like third grade, I was teaching third grade at the time, all the way on the end of the hall. So as I like get further and further down the hall, I'm like, oh my God, it smells really bad. Like, it's getting worse and worse. So I walk all the way down, and like I don't even go in my classroom because I'm 100% sure that Charles forgot to throw away his broccoli. So I like march into his room.
Classic
and
Charles.
I'm like, you didn't throw away your broccoli yesterday? Our whole hall smells disgusting. And like his room smells peachy clean. Perfect. Like nothing smells bad in his room. And I was like, oh, well, somebody else. So I walk into my room, and like I'm pregnant at the time. I think I was like 4 months pregnant. And I walk into my room, and I like opened my classroom door and just about gagged.
Ew.
And I was like, there is broccoli in here somewhere. Somewhere someone has left broccoli. So I like started pulling every kid's desk empty, like stacking all their stuff on top of their desk. And I can't find this broccoli anywhere, but I know it has to be in the classroom. Right. So I just like all day, all I do is like I teach a little lesson, and then I'm like, everyone look for the broccoli. Like I know it is in this classroom somewhere. It smells horrendous. So I think like by the end of the day, we still had not found the broccoli. So then I come back the next day, and it's still like it smells even worse. Because like at this point, we've got broccoli that's been sitting out for 24 hours, 48 hours.
And you're pregnant, which makes it, if for anybody who hasn't been pregnant, like your sense of smell is super sensitive. So that makes it even worse.
Yeah, right. I was just like kind of constantly gagging the whole day, the whole 2 days. So like we come back next day, and I check all the kids' backpacks because I was like, maybe it's in one of their backpacks and like the smell is just lingering, nothing there. So I finally like go to the back corner in our classroom library, and I was like, I bet someone put the broccoli in one of our baskets of books. And so,
because I mean,
why not? You're eating a snack, you don't want the rest of your broccoli, just like stick it there, you know.
I'm picturing you like kind of like a dog, like getting as the smell gets stronger, you're like narrowing it down to a corner of your room.
Definitely, I was just like all over my classroom. So it's like super, super strong in the classroom library. Like you can't even walk over there. Like I needed a face mask before face masks were a thing.
You were ahead of your time.
I know. Should have started wearing them back then. I finally start moving other things around in the classroom library, like my chairs, and I had this giant football, like foam bean bag that's probably 4 feet long and 2 feet wide, just huge. So I lift up the corner, and I was like, it's not under there, I don't know. And so we like go on through the day, still cannot find this broccoli. And I was like, it's somewhere in this classroom. Like, I just don't understand where it is. So finally, my co-teacher started searching a little bit too, and he went to the back and flipped over the bean bag. And in the dead center of it is the little like pre-sealed, like this bag is sealed, but is the bag of broccoli. And it is like 90% liquid at this point. It has like seeped out to the bottom of the bean bag. And I mean, we had to like scrap the beans.
Sure.
You couldn't get rid of the smell.
You
It was
can't
disgusting.
Get broccoli out of a bag. That's like impossible.
Ew. I mean, when broccoli becomes liquefied, like, ew. Ew, that like gave me the chills. That was.
It was disgusting.
Wellesley, that was awesome. I loved your story.
Yes, thank you for sharing. You're our first official. So much. You're kind of our first official guest.
Oh.
Yeah, because our last guest became a permanent host. So.
Okay.
So you never know, Wellesley.
If you need me to like fill in, if anyone like gets COVID and.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Guest host. Just
Absolutely.
Let me know.
You're our first. You're our substitute.
All right. Thank you, Wellesley. Have a good weekend. Wow, Britani, you like literally have a podcast microphone.
Yeah, I used to want to do voice acting, and I still really do. But yeah, got it off Amazon. I highly recommend it. It's a blue snowball.
Wow, that is impressive.
And awesome. the bundle I got came with a lovely pop filter, so my plosives are not like.
You don't pop your peas.
Yes, my peas are not excessively popped.
That's impressive, especially for a PBIS pod. That is important.
You kind of look like you're a 50s radio person. You know the guy, like in Annie, where he stands in front of the giant.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Okay, Madison, I'm
Good morning, Medlock.
I know. I kind of feel like we need one of these now.
Yes.
We need one. I'm sure all of you know that Britani, and am I saying your last name right? Ashkeboussi.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, that's kind of a PSA. This is how you say it.
Yes, that exactly was what I was about to do. PSA,
yes.
Ashkeboussi. It took me 2 years to pronounce it, and I hope the irony is not lost on you that you are a speech teacher with an unpronounceable last name.
Oh, no. The irony is not lost at all. And, when I was engaged and about to be married, people were asking, so like, what are you going to do with your last name? Are you going to keep yours? Are you going to drop it? Or are you going to like do that Southern thing where your maiden name becomes your middle name? Or are you going to hyphenate? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to work with kids who have speech disorders. Can I really ask them to say Zellner Ashkeboussi in good conscience? I don't think so. Absolutely not.
You got rid of Zellner for Ashkeboussi?
I got tired of being last all the time.
Oh, wow. You just moved to the front of the alphabet, didn't you?
Truly upgrade.
I did.
That's amazing. That really is a complete 180. Yep.
Yeah.
Why wasn't I thinking about that when I got married? I should have married like an Arnold.
You should have. Madison Ferris, you just got pushed. You pushed yourself back.
I know. Downgrade.
Since I've been married, I like being at the very front, and I actually kind of get a little when new staff member comes in comes before me. Because right now we have Avery. She's behind me, and Arango behind me. But there are people who have cut the line and gotten in front of me with the alphabetical order there. So it's okay. It's just one of me.
It's fine. We're not salty.
It's fine. No problem. No big deal. All right, so we have Britani Ashkeboussi, our wonderful and very talented speech teacher, here to tell us a story about the strangest thing she's ever found, not necessarily in a classroom, but at school. Okay, let's hear your story, Britani.
Okay, so part of a speech pathology grad program, at least the one I went to, your last 2 semesters, you are spent studying off campus. You have to do a medical placement and a school placement. So I get placed in a school for their spring semester. And at the time I was living in Clemson. So this was like a very rural school. Like here, we're worried about getting caught behind a bus in the morning. Well, at least the bus can go the speed limit. Like a tractor can't. So I was more panicked about getting caught behind a tractor. And this town had 1 restaurant in their town square. 1. Wow. And for some reason, it was like never busy. Anyway.
Because it was
so I get.
You know what? I can't say that word, and maybe you should help me with it since your speech.
I mean, it's just. It's not a phonetically good word. It's not great. The kids at the school were super sweet. It was a primary school, so they only had pre-K through 2nd. And in my first couple weeks of being there, my mentor is telling me some things that I need to know so I can function in that school, because she took about 30 seconds to look at me and go, okay, this kid is totally out of her element. We're going to make this work. So she's telling me things like, the building is old. The air conditioning doesn't really work. So when it gets hot, you're going to want to wear something lightweight. You can open the windows, but they stick, and don't force them because then they'll break. Then she also tells me, if you see an animal on campus, take the kids across the hallway, have the teacher watch them, and then run up to the front office so we can put the school on lockdown. Don't trust the intercom. It doesn't work. And I'm like, hold up. An animal on the playground. Where have we heard that story before? #Turtlegate. But
Yeah.
I was like, so like snakes, turtles, what are we talking here? And she said, no. The snakes and the turtles, the kids are fine. They know not to mess with them. It's livestock you got to watch out for. Because the kids don't know any better, and they're just going to go like, oh, yay, and try to run and pet it. And you really do not want a large farm animal on a rampage because it got swarmed by excited kids. So the process was, if you see livestock, you have to go run, tell the front office so admin can put the school on lockdown so they can then call the police so the police can come take care of the situation.
Police take care of livestock on
It's a
playgrounds.
very rural area.
Town. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to know if this is a soft lockdown or a hard lockdown due to cow on premises.
I think it was more of a soft lockdown. They didn't want kids roaming around because then they would like dart out the doors.
Okay.
Right, and can you imagine that clinic report, like that incident report, like kicked in the face by cow? How do you tell
Hi,
them?
Mrs. Smith. Sorry to be calling you, but this is the nurse. Yeah, little Jimmy kind of got his toes stepped on by a cow. Not a huge deal. He stopped crying, but
They're all broken,
yeah.
probably.
And the
Wouldn't be a
mom's
good
like,
phone.
not again.
I hate it when that happens. Does this actually happen enough for there to be a protocol to follow? Like, I cannot imagine that a large animal would ever show up on the playground. Well, apparently, a few months before I got there, a cow had gotten out of its pasture and wandered its merry way onto the playground, where it kind of just stood around munching on dandelions and using the slide to scratch its rear end. So school had to go on lockdown. But this time around, the police were not needed, because while escorting some of the students back to their rooms, one of them looked out the window, like you would if there was a cow there, and says, I know that cow. That's my cow. And they're like, really? Are you sure about that? Yes, that's my cow. I know that cow. Escort that kid to the front office to call up mom and dad to come get the cow because first grade needs to go out to recess. What are the odds that a student would recognize the cow, right?
Yeah, did it have any distinguishing features? I mean,
it
I'm
could
no
have
cow
had
expert, but they kind of look alike.
I
to
heard
me.
it was holding an Eat More Chicken sign.
Oh yeah,
that
Chick-fil-A
would be
cow.
really cool. My guess would be, I don't know, maybe they opened the window and the kid called the cow's name and the cow looked over like, what? I don't know. Fast forward a couple weeks, and I'm starting to actually work with the kids. So I ask them, guys, what about that cow a couple months back, huh? Crazy, right? And I thought that, they would all just start jabbering away, because usually that is what happens when you introduce a weird topic. But that's not what happened. There was a kindergartner, a first grader, and a second grader. And the second grader looks at me, completely serious, in the most deadpan voice I've ever heard come out of a child. Yeah, that's my cow. She does that sometimes. Kind of worries me.
Same kid, same
'cause
cow?
Same kid, same cow. Apparently the cow has a habit of doing this. It gets out all the time. So the kid's like, yeah, that's my cow. She does that sometimes. Kind of worries me because I don't think she's very smart.
I think she's very smart. She knows exactly where her little boy is all
I
day
know,
long.
right? I think that was a pretty smart cow. They realize this giant yellow thing comes around, my child gets on it, and then it drives away. So if I follow the giant yellow thing, I find my person. I thought it was a pretty smart cow, but Yeah, I guess it had happened several times. I think the parents really ought to invest in a better gate.
Yeah, that was my next question. How is he getting out of the? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have much experience with cows.
Well, now you do. So if there's ever livestock on our playground, we call you, and you can lead the lockdown procedure for us.
For cops. Actually, maybe we need to go through and create a lockdown procedure for livestock in the playground area.
Livestock lockdown. It's hard to say.
Depending on who you ask, according to my husband, who did go here when he was a child, this is his elementary school, K through 5. When he was a 5th grader, he would tell the younger kids, you know why we're the Medlock Bridge Mustangs, right? It's because there's a herd of horses that goes out into the back field at night when there's no kids here, and that's why there's no grass, because the horses all eat it. So
that would explain it.
We need a livestock contingency plan?
Wait, was he serious? You serious?
No. No.
He wasn't serious. Okay.
No, he just wanted to get
school. You're talking about your husband went to Medlock Bridge?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Crazy. Wonder if we have anybody here who knew your husband. How many years ago was that?
Ask Terry Miller.
Yeah, he could have had Terry Miller or Miss Pippin.
No, actually, one of his teachers is still here.
Who's the teacher that's still here? Do you know?
Miss Bellagamba.
Wow, Chris.
Shout out to Chris.
Shout out to Chris. You've been here a while, girl. Okay. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. That's the story of the cow on the playground, and that's.
Does Chris know she taught your husband?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is no news
but it was
to
like
her.
A while back. Like, gosh, what grade was it? Second?
She's taught every grade.
I think it was 2nd grade.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Well, that is definitely a weird story. Never would imagine finding
that school has a lot of them, but the cow kind of certainly takes the cake. I have a vast array of odd, uncategorized knowledge.
And I'm sure you will be on our show quite a bit.
I would love to be on here again. This is fun.
Frequent guest.
Ashkeboussi and her treasure trove of knowledge that makes you go, but why?
Why? Why do you know that?
Why?
Brittany, this was awesome. We enjoyed having you, and we loved your
having me.
You're welcome, and you have a great rest of your day.
You as well. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, wait, here it is. You're recording. Here it is. It's a little delayed.
I'm giving consent for this meeting to be recorded.
Same.
Andrea, do I have your consent? Okay. I can't believe we're all finally together this week.
I know.
So I was the only one present at all the the interviews. All right. So yesterday, Madison, you missed talking. Andrea and I talked to Welsley, and then Andrea, you missed Madison and I interview Britani.
Ashkeboussi.
And she told us about
how to say her name.
Yes, we did a little PSA about how to. You already know how to say her name? Is that what you were saying?
I do. Yep. And I know how to spell her first name because it's tricky.
Oh.
Overachiever.
Oh, she was telling us her story about teaching. It was like her pre-service teaching, right? Like student teaching in a this is another word I can't say. Rural area.
Yeah, I can't say that either.
I'm going to need you to fill out a little RTI form for me because I can't say rewards or rural area.
Well, perfect. She's the person we'd go to, so that works.
I know.
I
I asked her to do a little intervention for me. And Madison, that you were thinking about a story of something strange you found in your classroom. Was it a rural? Was it an area too?
If you Googled the location of this place, it literally just pops up the school. The school is the only non-temporary building in the community.
Okay.
Wow.
Where is this?
My internship was in Beulah, Alabama. Sweetest little place. The school was K through 12. one building, one principal. Everybody knew each other, even though it was actually, there were kind of a lot of kids. So this town had recently been known as, and I say town loosely because there was no town. But they'd recently become popular in the news for an illegal substance that is usually made in the kitchen sink and comes in crystal form.
Just be careful, because we're going to have to edit a lot. So just...
Go ahead. Yeah, I think it's fine.
So
somebody has to.
Yeah. So they'd been in the newspapers recently for that. So the school obviously was taking the threat of this substance very seriously, and they had dedicated a room in the school to, if that substance came into the school, it would be, basically like we are with our coronavirus patients, isolation room for students that brought this substance to school. So my first day of my internship, they're showing me around the school, and one of our students, we had 35 third graders, and one of them came to us, and they had been in PE when they were doing this tour, and she goes, "Look what I found in my backpack." And it was crystal line stuff.
Please don't say it.
And so the teacher says we take this really seriously. Well, at about the time he said that, they brought 7 girls out of PE, and all of them had big red marks all up and down their arms, sort of like rashes on their arms. And they said they had been putting these crystals because they smelled good. They'd been rubbing them on their bodies, and it had caused these like crazy rashes. So we have to take these 7 girls plus the 8th girl who had brought the crystallized substances to the office, and then we take them to this room, and we had to perform a test to confirm whether or not these were illegal or if they were something else. And luckily, I also now know how to perform this test if we should have this problem at Medlock.
Oh, good.
But also, luckily, it turns out they were just bath crystals.
Oh, good.
In her backpack? Why were they in her backpack?
I don't know. I don't know. So we had to call Mom.
I didn't really see that story going that way, but it's a better ending than I was expecting.
Andrea, your face the whole time was like unpinned, like I don't think this is gonna clear with Matt.
I just get nervous. I get nervous.
Yeah, you were so.
Do you guys see that thing right here?
No, you're pointing at nothing.
You're pointing at Aaron.
And like, what do I feel like there's something. Okay.
But this is another PSA. So that last podcast, when Madison was holding up her phone to talk about her frozen jeans, Andrea and I could only see half the phone, right? When we were in the meeting. Right. So we were like, what does that say? But then when I was playing like the recording back, it was perfectly centered with the screen. So that's not what we were seeing as it was being filmed. So
that's weird.
PSA for any teacher who is holding something up, don't be so sure that they can see it. Like
they can't
all the way. Or like, I mean, I don't know. This seems to be in my screen right now, but
it is.
Maybe it'll be cut off. Maybe it'll be the opposite, off the screen.
Wait.
Okay, so this has been I think this is like a PSA episode. It kind of turned out to be, because we learned
Saved by the Bell.
What did we learn?
We learned how to pronounce the speech teacher's last name correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Check.
We did not learn how to pronounce rural correctly.
No.
So, you say it pretty well, actually.
You do say it well.
I don't even remember what our actual PBIS segment was about, but that,
that was about creating teams and PBIS rewards for teachers, so you could give rewards to like a team of people rather than individual.
Groups. That's right.
Just to save
that,
time.
And then the screen issue, like that you might not know about, that is off to the side. Yeah. So.
Oh, sorry.
Right,
we keep
our topic. We need to, before we wrap up, what's our topic next week?
We said it was going to be hidden talents or interesting things you do in your spare time.
Because Andrea, Matt, has a hidden talent that you and I want to share.
Oh, yeah. No one knows about it. Mm-hmm.
Can't wait.
Yep. So he's only just, when he's listening to this, he's just now finding out he's going to have to be on next week.
We're calling you out.
Sorry, Matt. Sorry. Okay. So anybody who has a hidden talent, do they have to share it or just tell what it is? Do they have to?
I mean, I think if you're going to tell it, you might as well share it.
Or at least share photos of it.
Yeah, I mean, whatever it is.
I mean, I guess if that applies, yeah, that'd be fine.
I could show you a picture of my painting. If my hidden talent was like decorating my house.
Embroidery. That's a hard word too. Embroidery. I have problems with ours. Rewards.
You know what? Maybe that should be another segment down the road. Just like words that everyone can say, but like you feel like you can't.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's a good one.
Niche.
Yeah,
niche,
some people can't say
niche.
Differentiation. Like, I see people who have a problem with that. I don't. Niche. Do you say niche a lot? Does that come up in conversation a lot?
It does.
Or just in your little niche?
I've almost never said that.
And
I can't think of one time.
Worldly.
Worldly? That's an R. That's a. Mm-hmm.
I've
Brittany
never said
tell me exactly what I'm gonna have to ask her what exactly that type of speech impediment is when you just make your R's like. Maybe I just have like weak jaws or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Ooh. All right, guys. Can you sing us off? Can you sing us off? I haven't heard the PBIS song at all this week. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
This
is the PBIS pod.
Perfect.
Wait, time out. Take two. My favorite is whenever you go back on your chair.
What?
I like when you go back on your chair and say it.
Oh
like
yeah,
when
you have to roll away.
Okay, ready?
Take two.
Okay, ready, go.
This is the PBIS pod.
No, wait, time out. When you roll back on your chair.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I like that.
Roll off the screen with it while you say it.
I gotcha. Okay, ready? Let me start at one end. Okay, ready? This is the PBIS pod.
I don't know if my editing can fix that.
Please keep that one.
I'm keeping it. All right, guys.
See ya.